I think we're on time. Because it is. No, we're not. We're 2 minutes late. Dang.
We tried.
Hey, it is 7-ish, and I'm John Pope.
Stephen Ray.
Lily Caldwell.
And you're watching The Chain Gang. You guys may not recognize. No, you recognize Slam and Stevie, but I got two special guests tonight. And obviously you recognize the famous. I mean, he's going to bring so many viewers to the show.
Yeah.
Slam and Stevie Ray. And who's going to bring millions of viewers to our show? Lily Caldwell. So we got special guests tonight. Welcome, you guys.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm glad Ryan's out of town. I'm glad he's on vacation.
Speaking of Ryan, like you're on this show is more important than vacation.
You would have thought he could have hooked up with a live feed.
Well,
reported from Yellowstone.
Well, we tried. I called him to try to get that set up, but I'm sure he's out wrestling bison or.
I was going to say that they showed a video from out there of a lady a couple of weeks ago that was taking a picture of a mama bear and her cubs, and that didn't go so well.
I don't think it ever does.
No, I saw this one where, like, when people get out there and they're on the side of the road and these big bison, buffalo, whatever you want to call them, come up, I'm going to stay in my car. I'm not getting out.
They're huge.
I mean, they're pretty. Have you been out there?
I haven't seen one in person, but they look ginormous.
Yeah, and so you see these people get out, and sorry, I'm trying to share because my thing wasn't working, but you see these guys get out of their vehicles and try to feed these bison or pet these buffalo or whatever, and then they wonder why they tear up their trucks and cars and all that.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. So
I saw a sign years ago from a buffalo farmer that he had on the fence saying if you couldn't cross the field in 9.9 seconds, do not enter because the bull could do it in 10.
I like that. Well, Ryan, you better be watching us because we miss you. But I don't know. You may come back and lose your job to Lily or Stephen.
It'd be Lily.
I'm kidding, buddy. We hope you're having fun. So how was everybody's week?
Mine was good.
What'd you do?
I cleaned out my entire room.
Oh, my.
I feel better now. It's like all organized and ready to go. But
are you kind of that type A personality?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Me too. Ask Alicia. I am, right? No? So you spent your week doing that, getting ready?
Yeah, I had this Spanish presentation I had to finish working on because I'm also a procrastinator, which those two don't really work out together. But
see, I think that's what I am. I'm a type A procrastinator.
Yeah.
Now, do you still have Mrs. Stewart?
I had Miss Stewart for 1 year, and then I had Miss Chimenel for 3 years.
Mrs. Stewart was my Spanish teacher when I was in school.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, she said it, John. Oh, goodness.
Well, I have a ton of Spanish stories, but they're not appropriate for her.
Yeah. Mrs. Stewart kicked me out of class.
Oh.
She probably still would.
I can't imagine you ever getting kicked out of class.
It wasn't my fault.
I'm sure. You want to expand on that, or just
I thought I'd leave everybody hanging.
This wire. So once again, this week we are sponsored by McAllister's, and you can see Stephen got on board
with the sweet tea.
Did you get my text, by the way? I won't say what I said on air, but
did you get my reply?
I didn't. So, okay, maybe
my reply was, I just saw Pope, and I thought it was you.
You thought I was going to get you a drink?
Yeah.
Well, we went to animal. I know this isn't sports, but we'll get to that in just a second. We went to Wild Animal Safari a few weeks ago, actually. And these animals are coming up to my truck, and they're all cute, but, like, I'm worried they're going to scratch or dent my truck. And so, like, I'm like, throw the food away. Get them out of here. So,
like Alicia did.
Did you see that video? She was so scared.
I didn't see the video.
No, it was funny. There's a video about it. So I got to tell you, I fished Saturday. And so last year I went fishing, and I wore a headband because I wear a lot of headbands. I like them, whatever. Rick Burney says, did they have Spanish back then, Stevie? Wow. Bernie.
Carry on, John.
So I'm like, I'm never going to wear a headband again when I'm fishing, right? Because what happened was this got all tan and burnt, but I left. So this year I'm like, I'm only wearing hats. So I wore a hat. I get home and I'm like, looking in the mirror and I'm like white up here, dark up through here. Well, I've forgotten wore my hat backwards half the day. So I am wearing the hat you really can't see it on camera.
Yeah.
But once again, I look weird. I'm going to have to wrap my face in like mummy paint or mummy stuff and then just go to tanning bed or something. So,
yeah, they make cream you can just rub on there.
Hey, we want to thank one of our show sponsors as we start the show, Dr. Kaiser. Big show sponsor, big friend of ours, and we appreciate him. And what makes me excited, and I won't say who it is because I'm not sure about, the whole patient confidentiality, but one of the athletes stopped me the other day and said, man, I was hurting. I went to Dr. Kaiser and he fixed me. So made me feel good that, some of these guys are using Dr. Kaiser. So young Dishman says, need to get something else on those headbands though. I'm sure she's referring to the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, see, I go old school, and I go with the old fuzzy, like John McEnroe wore back in the 80s.
Well, I can get you some of those if you want to start wearing them. So,
yeah, the chicks dig them.
Well, I could see that. Hey, I want to say real quick, I've been missing you. I know that's so weird to say, but
it is uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. But you and I spend so much time together, seriously. And so you and I do football with Rich, and then you and I do all the away games for football. And then we do all the girls' basketball.
Right.
So we basically, from the start of the school year, we spend several months together. We have about a 2-week break, 3-week break. And then we go right into basketball. So you and I spend a ton of time every week.
And then with our daughters being the same age.
Yeah, and our daughters being the same age. So
we can't get away from each other.
Yeah. So I haven't been in this setting with you for a while, so I'm excited. So, and then we haven't seen Lily in forever.
Right.
Since basketball season?
Season, yeah.
I got a sneak peek at graduation, and then I had just a second to speak to her for just a minute at project graduation. And but yeah, it's been a while.
Well, I want to bring that up real quick because it was one of the questions I wanted to ask her, but I want to bring it up now that you've brought it up. Is I've heard from so many people about your speech at graduation, and I'm not trying to embarrass you, although I'm sure it's uncomfortable, but everyone says your speech was just out of this world.
That made me feel so good going to project graduation, and everyone was talking to me about it, but I really wanted to have the chance to talk to everyone in my grade one more time because I felt like I grew really close to them over the years, and it was kind of like a full circle thing for me. So, was
it hard for you to talk to them like that, or was it?
I honestly, once I got up there, I kind of blacked out. Like I was just focused on what I was trying to say. Yeah, but it was awesome. Emotional for sure. I'm sure it would be. Yeah. No, I wanted to just congratulate you because I wasn't there. We didn't go to graduation. But I think you were the first person that told me, wow, she was just out of this world.
She nailed it.
But I mean,
and she threw everything in. I mean, from serious stuff to threw in some humor, and that was the one thing that I complimented her on that I loved. And she's probably like, man, of all the things I said, you picked up on that, which was through the COVID year of, and she said, we'll even miss the times that we were trying to tell Nurse Mandy that we weren't around the person that she says that we were around and that we're going to be quarantined.
And Nurse Mandy gives you a shout out. So, I mean, you talked about her. Now she's talking about you. So. No, I wanted to say congratulations because I know that's a tough responsibility to have, and I'm sure, like all of us, you were nervous, but everybody said, "Man, you were just a natural at it." So,
well, thank you. TJ did a good job too.
Yeah. I heard everybody did a good job. So, and maybe you guys sitting at home in quarantine, you just had all this time to write these speeches. Yeah. Did you mention? I got to ask you one time, or real quick. Did you mention Stephen and I as broadcasters for basketball?
I might have forgotten about that one. I don't know if you know Mr. Higgins, but I gave him a shout out. Have you heard about him? He's like our favorite substitute at the high school.
So the substitute gets a shout out.
I'll have to put in word next year to mention you guys. It's okay. It'll happen.
Someday, Stephen, we'll get the recognition we deserve.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding. We're no, I just wanted to say that because so many people have told me that. So I'm going to we're going to do our 2-minute drill real quick with one of our favorite people. Oh, hold on. I got to turn on Bluetooth. What did I say? I'm off my game tonight. Hold on. This is uncomfortable.
You want me and Lily to talk about
I want you to talk about
something?
Hold on. I'm going to have him on here in just a second. Hopefully you can, hopefully this connects. There we go.
I'm here, man.
Oh man. That was some bad TV right there. I just messed up.
Is that like that blank 30 seconds you hear on the radio?
Yeah. Yeah. We should have ran a commercial or something. So, hey man, how are you doing?
Man, I'm good. Look at that partner you got there. I tell you, man, the guy looks younger every year.
He does. Yeah, he just, he's my motivator. He's the wind beneath my wings.
No hablo English.
I don't even know if I mentioned this is Rick Burney with the 2-minute drill, but I did say 2-minute drill. I got to tell you, man, you did an amazing job on my Nana's deck. She is ecstatic. It is beautiful.
We're glad to do it for her, and that's probably like deck number, I don't know, man, 10,000 maybe. I did a lot of them.
I did ask you to take your time on it, and you finished it pretty fast because now I have to go build fence Saturday.
That's what I hear. Take Stevie Ray with you. He's filmed little fence before.
Who's that?
Take Stevie with you. He's filmed little fence before.
He'll have something to do.
We were doing a little barbed wire fence work yesterday.
Yeah. Hey, did you see we have Lily Caldwell with us?
I did, and I thought she did a tremendous job at graduation too. So
thank you.
So
what do you got for us tonight, man?
You were talking about those buffalo and stuff earlier. I used to farm with my parents and grandparents in South Dakota for a while, and I kind of saw firsthand how some of those tourists got the horn. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, never a good time.
Not ever a good time to push it with buffalo. That's for sure. How about those Sooner women, John?
Yeah, you bet, buddy. I wasn't going to mention this for a second. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm going to talk about it here in just a second. But
all right, the only reason I said it was Colton and I were eating lunch yesterday at McAllister's and watching them a little bit, and I thought, man, how'd you like to have the hit off of her?
Yeah, how would you like to be at my house when we're in the OU room and our dogs are running because they think we're about to kill them or something? So we get pretty pumped up about the girls softball.
Yeah,
so,
but they're tremendous for sure.
No, it's been
all those girls are.
Yeah, they are. No, you see we'll talk about this in a little bit, just the toughness in all of them, and the OU started their softball season. They watched the movie Gladiator. And so that's what that's been their charge this year. And if you see them when they do anything, they'll reach down and they'll grab the dirt and they'll sprinkle it like they're in the arena. And, I love that about them, just, the toughness and stuff with them. So, no, it's been good.
Maybe old LeBron needs to do that, man.
You're stealing everything I'm going to talk about here in just a second.
What'd you call him for?
I only have one topic tonight because
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know you don't. So,
just hanging out with you call her Nana, your grandma, a little bit. We kind of see a little bit into who John Pope is, and
I'm sure
what a great lady, man. I hope at her age I can do the things she does. But more than anything, it's just how important that family is. Stevie Ray, he's got, what a great group he's got that him and Shelly are bringing up. And we just, we can't discount family at all. And if you have one, great. If you don't have one, we'll let us know and we'll try to figure out a way to bring you into a part of ours. So
I love that.
It's a great thing. And I just can't say enough about it. So,
well, I'm excited because you brought up my Nana as your words of wisdom and kind of you tied that into family. I mean, I'll tell you what, that she built me into kind of the man I am to some degree. I mean, she obviously helped from my parents and her, but when I went to basic training and we did rifle, and a lot of these guys never shot, and my drill sergeant comes up to me, he's like, "Where did you learn to shoot?" And I looked up at him and I said, "Well, my Nana." And he just looked at me funny, and I'm like, "But it's serious. I mean, she is, she's just
she's Grand Nationals, right?"
Yeah, Grand Nationals. Yeah, she was. But I mean, it's funny because I've never in my life, looked at a woman and said, "Wow, you can't do this," because she'll tell you she's doing it herself, and so
yeah.
But I appreciate that.
For sure.
Yeah. But like you said, family, I mean, and that's the neat thing about ROG that I think is different than other communities. In all seriousness, joking around, you or, Slamming or anybody could call me at 3:00 in the morning, said, "I need you," and I'm there, and you're not my family. I mean, you're not my blood family, but you're my family, and
yeah.
I feel our community is a lot like that.
Yeah. And I think we're, I think that's what we're trying to do a little bit, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. And I know some of the other things are doing the same thing, but even with the football academy, we're trying to make sure that we've got this family going from K through 12. That we're not losing kids to anything, and we don't want them to be left out. We don't want them to be. That's the goal of the barn dance, John, is to raise enough money that no kid has to say, "Hey, I can't afford to play."
That's right.
And so we just want to make sure that's happening. And so anyway, love it and really, really love our community and the people in it.
Yep. And it's like, it's up to us to, as the younger people in this community. Why are you laughing, Lily?
I'm not.
It's up to us though to carry on that tradition, pass it on to our kids, and whether they take that to a different community or they keep that inside Rogersville. I always say, it's never going to start from our president down. It's going to start from the bottom to our president. Because it's got to start that way. And I think we have that in ROG, and I'm excited. So.
Well, and I think we're continuing to work on it too. And I really enjoy that. And I love being a part of it. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you. And we will talk to you. Tell Colton to check his phone, because I'm not sure if I text him right. I don't see it anymore, but I'm trying to get him on next Sunday. If he can't, that's okay. We'll get him on another Sunday. But anyways, trying to get him on next Sunday. And if we can't, we'll get him another time. So
sounds good. Thanks, John.
Close with your
Stevie. See ya.
Hey,
see you, Rick.
Don't forget to close it out the way you do.
All right. Love God and love your neighbor.
There you go, brother. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
See you, bud. He always has good words.
He told me a couple of years ago that, and I started to throw it out there, but I didn't want to interrupt him, that he said, "Stevie, we got to keep these kids busy, whether they're bowling or whether they're fishing or whether they're playing baseball or basketball or track or whatever. If we don't keep our kids busy, they're going to get in trouble."
Yeah.
And I thought, man, that's pretty good. No matter what it is, just get your kids in something so that they're not looking for something to do.
That's right. What do you think? I mean, being a young woman coming from our community, I mean, do you think we're a family?
Oh yeah, definitely the past couple of years in high school, I really felt the family sense with everyone, whether it was the parents or coaches or just the students around us. So
we're always going to have those insane people, insane groups, and all that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, we get together. It doesn't matter who you come from or who you hang out with. And that's what I love. It's you and I didn't hang out for several years.
And especially after that one episode at the softball game, you were like, oh, this guy's a little
I was legitimately kicked out for a reason.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about me when I got into it. The night I was pitching and got into it with one of the opponents.
I don't know.
Dads.
You and I don't know if we should be admitting to these stories.
We probably shouldn't.
We're very good parents.
I was only kicked out of the field house, so.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was kicked out of the softball.
Yeah, you were kicked out of Metter.
With security following me. But that was a legitimate reason. I wasn't mad about ball strikes, whatever. But I don't know why we got on that subject. So.
I don't know. But I want to end before people think that we're some radical. I said, anytime that I think it was third grade, I said, anytime you get so into it in a third grade basketball game that they ask you to step outside, you probably need to do a little self-examination.
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
I didn't feel good about myself. Hey, I didn't do this. I've been wanting to talk about this topic all weekend because I didn't do it because you were on the show, but I think it's going to be something neat to get your perspective on. I'm not a huge fan of LeBron James, and we have been knocking on him for weeks. Great basketball player, phenomenal, but it's his attitude, it's the way he presents himself, and lately, if he gets touched, he falls and cries like a baby.
It's like he's playing soccer. I just had to go for Kobe on that one.
I was going to say,
you had to go for who?
For Kobe.
Okay.
I was going to say Kobe Fisher. I think Lily just called you out.
Well, that is not our take. No,
I'm so joking.
But it's, because I grew up in a different area. We grew up in a different era of, you had fist fights on the court. Now, I'm not condoning that at all. I'm not saying that that's what we should be doing. But what I'm saying is I feel like men's sports have gotten weaker, and I feel like women's sports have gotten beast mode. And I'll give you an example. We were watching, of course, I've got to make this an OU reference, right? So we had a girl, was it last? Yeah, it was last night. Slide into third. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it.
Okay. She slid into third, was safe, but when she did, she was reaching out, dislocated a finger. So they come out and they pull her off, and they're like, you got to go see the team doctor right away. We thought she's out of the game. This is less than a 3-minute period. Fingers all,
pointing the wrong way. She goes in the dugout. Which if you ever had a dislocation, what is it called? They put it back together. Put it back in. That's horrible. I don't have any medical background, but I was going to say relocate.
Well, I have medical background. I don't remember what it's called, but you put it back into place. That's tougher than when it actually said it. Mandy, the nurse, they said it, and I think that's tougher than actually dislocating it. She's back out on third base, taped up, and less than a 3-minute period. And my point being is, it's like I'm proud of the way. And it's been an evolution for a while, but women's sports have evolved into, we're not these dainty basketball players.
Yeah.
We watched you guys this year. You guys got in some brawls. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Which one which game sticks out most to you?
There was a Hollister game where I remember Lauren landing on some girl, and this girl just goes to start complaining, and Lauren was like, get up, you're fine.
You remember that game?
Yeah.
I'll just speak from because I coach a little bit, Bella and Ellie, and it's so funny because they'll say, I'm taking that girl down. And I'm like, no, But I don't know. I love the mindset of just how physical women's sports have become. And it feels like men's sports are getting weaker to some degree.
The days of Ronnie Lott, that may...
He'd be kicked out.
Yeah. Remember, he had broke his finger, wasn't it? Or before the Super Bowl, and they said you're going to be so many weeks of recovery time. And he said, what if you cut it off? And they said, well, it'll be much quicker. And he said, cut it off.
But, there's so many different examples of that. Is that just a mindset you guys are growing up with? Or
I would have to say that, honestly, I feel my coaches and my teammates have made me a stronger competitor. Like, I couldn't remember a day at Dishman at practice wasn't like, you guys got to be strong. Like, he would throw some explicatives in there, but we got the point. Like,
Dishman would?
No.
Okay. But he was a coach and it's funny because I loved his mentality on toughness. Yeah. You're going to play tough. You're going to be tough. And I don't care if you're 4'11", 6'10". He expected you guys to be tough.
You're going to be tougher than every other girl on the floor. So.
Yeah. And you guys were. I don't know, man. It's exciting. I tell my girls, I've only got girls, so I don't know what raising a boy is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about our boys at this age, and I'm not trying to say that. It just seems some of these competitors, when they get to those national stage, become crybabies. I'm not talking about LR high school. I'm not talking about college. I think that's for the love of the game. But, man, it's fun watching. And if you watch softball this weekend, which, we're going into the World Series, there's so many different girls out there. They're making these dives and hurting themselves and getting right back into the game. It's just exciting for me. So what I was going to say is I always have this thing that I tell my girls. I'm like, I'm not raising weak women, Now, I'm not trying to make them a man. I'm not trying to make them anything they're not. They can do their nails. They can do their hair, and they do. They can wear dresses. They can be cute, whatever they want to do, but they're not going to be weak, And so I don't know. I'm proud of where we're going, where women's sports are going, because they're fun to watch.
Right.
I love it. I'll tell you what, we watch way more, and once again, probably because I have two daughters, but we watch way more women's sports than we do, I guess, football. We watch a lot of football, but,
Well, that was one thing, I would say during basketball season that I liked about, you hear a lot of people, I'll say, well, it's too slow for me. I want to see some dunking and this and that. And I kind of like the old school ball in a way, pass, shoot.
I kind of liked watching Lauren Williams because you never had to guess what she was thinking. So she would go up to the ref and she was very respectful but the look on her face would always say it all, or
she telegraphed it a little.
Oh man, or even like she got in, I wouldn't say brawls, but she would tangle up with players.
Yeah.
And maybe they'd fall and she'd give them that look.
Yeah. Like stayed out.
Stayed out. So it was always exciting. So it's just my little topic I wanted to bring up. There's plenty of great role models. Baker Mayfield is a tough competitor. There's plenty of male role models to go, for us to say are tough. But, man, LeBron, toughen up. You're never going to be the greatest all-time player because of that, ever.
Who is so far?
Michael Jordan, hands down. Basketball?
Right.
Michael Jordan. By far. It's not even close.
Right.
Do you agree?
I do agree.
Yeah. Who do you say?
I agree.
Yeah. What's funny is young kids like you, our 10-year-old, they still say Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, strong second. Dennis Rodman, strong third. Those guys, you don't know if you're going to get shanked after the game. So, all right. So I'm going to move on from my rant, my topic here. We want to spend the rest of the time talking to our guest here, Lily. Before we do, want to thank our show sponsor, another show sponsor, Kingdom Fitness 417. It's a newer show sponsor. We're going to have some commercials for them once we get into our new studio, which is ready. We're just waiting on Ryan to get back from slacking and going on vacation to Yellowstone. Just kidding, buddy. We miss you. So we want to thank Kingdom Fitness 417 for their sponsorship. So Lily, the rest of the time we're going to be talking to you, put you on the hot seat a little bit here. Tell everybody what sports you played at LR.
So I ran cross country in the fall, and then I had basketball during the wintertime, and then I competed in track as well. So.
What'd you do in track?
So this year I ran the 800 and the 4x4, but I've also done the mile, which was kind of terrible, so I don't recommend that.
So the 800's half a mile, and you've ran the mile.
Yeah.
Wow.
What kind of speed would you have in that 800?
800 is like the long distance sprint. Like, I think it hurts a lot more than the mile because you're going fast a lot longer, but I think it's really fun. So.
Wow.
She didn't answer my question, did she, John?
She didn't say.
I said, what time? You know, she's not wanting to brag that she did it in under 2 minutes.
Did it in under what?
Under 2 minutes.
Mine was like I think I got a 2:42.
Wow.
Or something. So
that's
not
half a mile in less than half.
How fast you did it, John?
I have ran 2 miles in 10:15 before. Many years ago. When I was in the military, I think my best was like 10:15, 10:30 on the 2 mile. But I couldn't. I mean, what you're talking about is the endurance level there is you could have easily ran 2 miles in that time. You're sprinting for half a mile.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I
do it a lot, as you can tell.
Well, you and I, we race a lot.
Right.
Well, that's awesome. Let me ask you, you don't have to, you can say all of them, but did you have a favorite?
Cross country was definitely my favorite I loved all of them for different reasons, but I think the team aspect in cross country was, you're going through it. Cross country is really hard. So when you're waking up at 5 a.m. to go run with your teammates and you're running 3 miles in the heat, that really bonds you to the people and the coaches you're with. So
when my oldest daughter ran cross country like one season, wasn't it? And I'd never been a parent that had a daughter that ran cross country. So we're standing there at the starting line. Then everybody starts sprinting, all the parents. I'm like, what are they doing? So we start sprinting with them, and we're like, we don't know what they're doing. So you're running to the first.
There's like turns through the course, and all the parents know where they're at.
Wow, it's crazy. I wasn't expecting I'd have to run. I thought just she would. So.
It's not like track where you can see it the whole time. Like, you got to run as much as we do, honestly.
Yeah. So we made her quit.
That's what I was going to say. No cross country for the Ray kids.
So I'm going to move past sports just a little bit. We'll come back to sports real quick. What are you doing after high school?
So I'm going to Mizzou. Everyone keeps asking me, what are you going to study? What are you going to major in? And I've just been like, well, I have some ideas, but I'm not really quite sure what I want to do yet. I've thought about law, but they have a really cool journalism school there that I'm kind of interested in. So,
see, if you did journalism though, she could come back and join the chain gang.
There you go.
Because we pay a lot. No, that's awesome. You know what I think, and I'm sure everybody gives you a million pieces of advice. Now that you're graduating, don't worry about it yet. Go take those core classes and say, wow, I really enjoy this or I really enjoy that. So
yeah.
I bet it would surprise you how many people, it would be interesting, I'll say, how many people set what they want to now coming out of high school and change it before they get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So therefore I say take those core classes and go from there. So
no, it'll be exciting. And I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this question, but why not Oklahoma? No, I'm kidding. You told me. Can you say that on there?
Yeah, well, my older sister and both of my parents went to Mizzou, so it was kind of destined for me. But
so they brainwashed you?
They might have, just a little bit.
Mizzou's awesome.
So Lily, what would be, so you did basketball, cross country, and track. What would be your most memorable moment of that?
Well, I could say the typical, I went to state in cross country. That was the only one I was good enough to go in. But Coach Boyer, I've had him for 4 years now. And I had his wife when I was in middle school for cross country. And the girls, when I was a freshman, I had an entire girls senior team. And they introduced me to the tradition of bringing back roadkill squirrels to Coach Boyer.
Yeah. Wow.
So
now you're talking my language here.
That was just like the funniest moment when we would bring him back a squirrel, and he was like, "Well, thanks, guys." And then I
So I would have never thought of that.
You didn't take him to him fried up and ready to eat, or you just
No, we'd like. So Amy Vetter, her mom works at the elementary school. So we would run to the elementary school and get a bag, and then we'd make Amy pick it up and bring it and carry it to Coach Boyer.
That sounds like the Vetter girls.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So would he go home and cook them, or just say thank you?
He never like let us see what he would do with them, but like we knew they got thrown away. So.
Man, now I kind of want to, because he's retiring this year.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want to coach cross country. You get free food.
I know.
For his banquet that year, we got him a taxidermy squirrel that he just keeps in his office. So
that's amazing. He is one of the we have so many legends. Like talk about Coach Vetter. We have so many legends leaving, and him being one of them. So you can say memorable times from other sports too, if you want, or if that's your most memorable, we're good with that.
Okay, basketball, there was just like so many funny moments with all the girls that I got to know, like really getting to know their personality. Like Shelby Ince taught me a lot about how to play, and you guys probably didn't hear from her much last year, but she was always a good time, and so is Lauren and Kiera. So Gracie's always a little quiet, but we get her to laugh sometimes.
She gets that from her father.
Yeah.
Gracie.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Not at the basketball game.
I don't think at any point in life she gets that from her father.
No, now, John, if you've got this down, that you were going to ask. So, Lily, is there a coach that you would say made the biggest impact on you?
It would definitely have to be Coach Boyer. I've had him for track and cross country, and basketball was a little weird because I've had 3 different coaches in high school, but I think all of them left me with something that I can take. Do you know what I mean? And I think it taught me how to be a versatile player, and it taught me how to work with my teammates. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's amazing because, he was, he is and always will be, track and cross country coach. So I'm going to ask you just an offbeat question. You're on the bus going to cross country meet. Is it a meet?
Yes, okay. It's a meet.
What's on your playlist?
Oh, okay. I really like Macklemore, John Bellion. There's some of like the old ones. Like I wouldn't listen to John Lennon before a cross country race because like you got to have like the hype up songs.
He's kind of like
but that one's like an after the race. So yeah,
that's awesome.
How about you, John? What's on your playlist as you're headed to a cross country meet?
I'm a big man. I've got so many. Like I'm a big country fan and rock, and there's a million. What about you? Justin Bieber.
No, I was going to say, Cyndi Lauper has made a huge impact on me.
God. So I'm going to ask you. Well, you asked.
I was going to say, I bet Rick Burney knows. He's probably still got a poster of her up in his.
Well, when I went out to Nana's and he was, building the deck, he was rocking out to Cyndi Lauper, and I caught him with his shirt off out there. Dancing to Cyndi Lauper. And I think I embarrassed him.
With his overalls on.
With his overalls on, so.
All right. So, Lily, what has LR meant to you?
Oh, that's a good question. I was thinking about this when I was writing my speech, and it was like, what do I want to say? Like, I've spent the past 12 years at LR, and I would say sports had one of the largest impacts on me, but just getting to know all of the classmates I had, and I just feel like I've learned so much inside the classroom and outside of the classroom that I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life. So
that's awesome. That's good stuff.
Oh, you should have heard her speech.
I know. I want to someone send this speech to me because I haven't heard it. We have 2 young girls out there that are aspiring sports players for the high school.
I've gone to basketball camp with Bella. I've definitely seen her. So
is she bad?
No,
not bad. Not at basketball. Is she she kind of gets a little, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But both those girls, that and many of their friends, They want to be where you're at someday as far as, representing our school through sports activities. What would you say to our young athletes? If you were talking to them today, what would you say?
I would say that, when it comes down to it, you're doing it. Maybe this is just a perspective for me because I was a runner, but you have to remember why you love it and why you do it for yourself and why you do it for your teammates. And you have to have the sportsmanship and the courage, and then just like the effort that you put into it is really important in anything you do. So
do you think how do you think the sports part of it has helped you prepare for the future? Because obviously you're going to go to Mizzou, and you're not going to, I'm assuming you're not running cross country,
no.
And that you're going to then focus on your higher
academics,
education.
Yeah. Running is definitely a lifelong sport that I will probably take with me, but I think basketball has put me in situations of how to think on my feet and how to I think it's taught me a lot of how to interact with other people and what like builds your teammates up and how to be a good person, honestly. So,
and I would say, as someone looking back, from when I played just a couple of years ago, it definitely teaches you to you've got to work with people that you really don't like that well.
Yeah. But I had a couple of those. No.
Okay, hold on.
No kidding.
We want to break this right now. Who did you not like? No, I'm kidding. So we said this on a show when it's kind of been, something we toss around on the show. We have a T-shirt made. We actually made this T-shirt if you guys want to. But anyways, we talked about blood, sweat, and legacy. Blood meaning I'm sure you've bloodied yourself playing sports. And sweat, obviously. So when you walk around LR, you've left your blood, sweat, and your legacy. What is your legacy at LR?
So Coach Dishman, I only had him for 1 year, but he said something about me that I think I will take with me for a long time. Just a disclaimer, I am not a very good basketball player. I started kind of late, and I knew that about myself, and my coaches knew that about me too. But he told me that I put the most effort into it, and I have the most heart and the most gut whenever I play. And that was something that I really wanted to take with me, because even if I wasn't going to be the best player on the floor, I wasn't going to get to play all the time. Whenever I did play, I was going to do it with everything I had. And that was something that was important to me.
So, and that made me think of something. At the basketball banquet, what award did you win it was voted on by your peers, so your fellow teammates voted on it, and wasn't it like
it was like Miss
Wildcat, which meant the person that was going to hustle the most, work the hardest, be encouraging to others. And I know I left that night and I told John, I said, man, those girls voted on those different awards for each other, and they nailed it. Yeah. I mean, if they would have had me vote on it, I would have voted the exact same way that the teammates did. But I think a huge compliment to you, by your teammates of the teammate that you were to them.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, and I'm just a tad bit older than you. You're extremely smart, so you have nothing to worry about there. But here's my thing: is I would take you have a smart person, and you have a person that puts effort in like you do. I'm taking the effort person all day. That's in any job.
Yeah.
And so what you just said and what you're known for is huge. So now you've got the best of both worlds. You're smart and put all your effort into it. So I'm going to tell you, and I think, did you say it on the show or did you say it before the show? She was our favorite to interview.
Right. She was. I know when we talked to the girls, and some of them you had to drag stuff out of, and I know and Lily had a good game the night that we talked to her after the game.
Well, we requested you come up. I mean, because a lot of times we'd say we want to talk to some girls, and Dish would send girls up. We requested you because, you had a breakout. I don't remember what game that was, but
I'm not sure either.
We kept saying, I mean, she gets on, she's on, and I mean, you tore it up that night. So
and it was the hustle of, the momentum would change.
Yeah.
Absolutely. By her hustle.
Yeah. So, well, I didn't get to watch you in cross country or track, but I've heard things, heard that about you. It was a pleasure for us to watch you lead, on the court this year.
Yeah.
Because you guys had a heck of a year with quarantine.
Yeah.
So
I think we spent like a month off the course this year. So.
Well, we didn't watch our first game until January.
Yeah.
It was around Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Because that was the Lady Cat tournament.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get to broadcast our first game, and we were supposed to be hitting it up in December or something.
Right.
So, well, we're going to move on to our top 5 real quick. And are the girls ready? I don't see them in here. This makes for dead air.
Can I throw while they're coming?
Go ahead.
I'll throw
I'm
in
sorry.
something.
I didn't mean
now.
to cut you off.
No, because now Lily John and I were both at the awards banquet, but you were voted also the LR Wildcat Female Athlete of the Year.
Oh, that's right.
And now that's also voted on by, isn't it, the high school athletes?
Yeah.
Vote on that. So
no, that meant a lot to me because I'm not going anywhere next year, obviously, to play, but when people would come up before they voted or like after, and they were like, well, I voted for you because,
Athlete of the Year. I forgot. You had told me. I meant to write it down. Good job.
Thanks.
Are these girls
I
coming
think
in?
that's a huge, what a huge compliment.
Rick Burney said, no Cindy anything has ever been on a Bernie built site. So, anyways. All right. You ready? Let's get it. Come on. Jump in here. We have with us a special guest. We need you in here. You can go behind her. So we got with us Little B. And what's her new nickname?
Poison. Oh, George.
We got George.
George and Poison.
And we say Poison because why?
Well, you probably can't see, but if she turned her head to the right a little bit, it looks like she's been attacked by a tiger, which was really just that she got into some poison ivy and rubbed her head. So she's got 3 streaks and a little on her neck. So
we are going to, before we do this real quick, I want to thank our show sponsor, Rogersville Pharmacy. Amazing.
The local drug dealer.
He's our local drug dealer. So you may need to go get some local drugs for that kid right there.
A little calamine lotion.
Jim will hit you up right away. Great people to work with and good friends of ours, and we want to thank them for the sponsorship of the show. Our top 5 this week is going to be top 5 favorite summer activities. And so we're going to start with Lily. She's going to give us her number 5. We're going to work our way down. You'll give us your 5 and 4, and we'll work our way back. So, Lily, what do you got for number 5?
Would they have to be in order? Can I just give 5?
You can just get 5. Yeah, I mean, I list mine from 5 to 1, but you do you.
Vacation.
No! Don't say. Just give us 5. Just give us your number 1. One at a time. Sorry.
One time.
Going to Andy's.
Yes, I didn't even think of that.
Are we doing number 5?
Well, it's
Fishing.
Fishing. I like that. My number 5 is bonfires. B.
We shared a list, so.
Fishing? Well, that's boring.
You girls couldn't think of something each on your own?
Well, Ellie took my list, so.
No, I didn't.
Wow. Good
I'm
friends.
surprised Ellie didn't take my list. But
No, we were making it together, and I said I was saying number 5, so that's what it's doing.
Okay, I get you. Sharing a list. Steven, what do you got at 5?
I'm going to say camping.
Camping. I like that. What do you got at 4?
At 4, let's go with baseball/softball.
Boom. At my number 4, sorry, are you next?
Camping.
Camping. I like that. At my number 4, I got fishing. And I think a lot of people would think that would be a lot higher for me, but I have other priorities in the summer sometimes. So,
I like going to the lake.
Lake. That's our favorite thing too.
Going to the amusement park.
You guys are messing this up. Let me tell you something, you two, right now. We run the show. You guys just sit there and wait for us to say something because Lily's got to give us her number 3.
I like to go on runs, as you guys probably know.
Oh, that's my number 1. But do you believe me?
Sure.
Oh, you should have been like, Pope, that's right. You guys, what'd you say?
Amusement park.
Well, say it.
Amusement park.
Amusement parks. I like that. At number 3, I have sitting outside watching games. So a lot of times we set up the lawn furniture, got a big TV out there, watch the games, but it's got to be after sunset. I mean, it can't be in the heat, but just lay there. Sometimes I'll cook on the hibachi. We just watch baseball and softball. That's my 3. You're looking at me weird.
That uncomfortable stare.
Oh. What do you got?
Bella, do you have a number 3? You and Ellie are sticking together. I'm going to go with the lake
For number 3?
for number 3.
I like that. What do you got for 2?
Cookouts.
Cookouts.
I love the summer when it finally gets warm enough that you can
Speaking
have
of this,
friends over.
Oh, hold up. Because I called you the other day and you were making elk burger. Was it elk burgers? I think it was.
Yeah.
Elk burgers and hamburgers and hot dogs. And I said, hey, man, what are you doing? I said, I'd like to see if you want to be a show show co-host with me. John, I don't know. Let me get done. I'm cooking out with friends. And then you hung up on me.
Right. And you noticed you weren't there.
I wasn't there. Ouch. And number 2, I've got sports. I got baseball, softball. There is nothing like, I mean, sometimes you sit out a baseball or softball game and you're just like, oh, the sun's killing you. But when it gets to that time when it's like cool outside, you're watching your kid play, there's a, oh man, that is, or sunset, baseball games, softball games. I think that's the best thing in the world. So.
Well, you think of all the friendships that we, come up with, and Lily could think of the girls that she's played with and that their parents and stuff. I mean, it's you miss that. That's one thing I had said a few years ago. I was needing to leave work a little bit early, and I said, man, I can't wait till my kids are done with this because my summers are just so chaotic. And my boss says, you're going to miss it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like, Caitlin left volleyball. We were like, oh, because at the time we were like, gosh, I wish she didn't play so much volleyball. But then when it was done, we were like, What do you get? Who's doing number 2? Okay.
Swimming is my number 2.
Swimming. Man, I forgot a lot of these good ones, but swimming would be. What do you got at 2?
I have to agree with her. Swimming is really good. So.
Okay. What do you got at number 1?
I like going on drives with like the windows down.
Yes. I like that. That almost made, because I'm back at me with number 1. That almost made my list. Are you talking about country road?
Yeah.
Hay fields just got cut.
It's got to be like the good temperature too, like in the morning or like right before bed. It's good.
You smell that hay being cut. That wasn't my number 1's the lake. I don't know how, man. If I could live at the lake 24/7, I would. But yeah, number 1's with the lake. What do you got? They go last.
The girls are going last.
They're special.
Okay, so I'm going to say vacation.
Vacation.
And when I say vacation, I want to get everybody's opinion. Is it the beach or let's say the mountains? How about you, John? We
discussed this the other day. It is always the beach, unless you can take 2 vacations in the same summer. I would do the mountains and stuff, but only after I've been to the beach.
That's weak. How about you, Lily?
I kind of have to agree with him. I did the beach
That's
and
weak.
then the mountains.
I was a beach guy, but I looked like something that washed up on land. So I've become a mountain man the last couple of years. And there's something about leaving here when it's about 95 and going somewhere that it's about on the hot part of the day, it's in the upper 60s that I really, really enjoy. And we learned we like hiking.
Yeah, Rick Burney agrees with you. So it's for us, I think it's because there's a combination of things that we enjoy. Like Alicia lays on the beach 24/7. I mean, you really don't get in the water typically. I am from sun up to sundown. Like I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I fish till 8, 9, go in, get breakfast, and I'm in the water. Like I want to surf. I want to snorkel. That's just my thing. I don't know. Weak. Where are you going to end us out with number 1? Who's doing it?
I will.
Okay.
Softball and baseball.
Nice. Yep. I would agree. I think, from two softball players here, I would understand why that's their number one. So, well, that is going to wrap us up. Cody Wilson says, why are you getting so much love? This is,
I mean, John, is it not obvious?
Well, I didn't ask you this. I was supposed to ask you, and I'm going to ask you on the air.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you be back next week?
If I need to be.
Yeah, I need you because Ryan's not going to be back for till I think next Sunday. So
is he he's out there with Old Faithful another week?
Yeah, he's out there wrestling some bars, and I told him, I said, bring me back some milk. And
I heard we had a bear sighting over here on VV.
Yeah, kind of. Well, what's funny was our first year having the ROG Fit Gym over at the shopping center there by Jim's. Well, we were doing Murph, and so that's Memorial Day. We were doing Murph, and the whole time, the road we're running on for the 1 mile run for Murph, there's a bear out there the entire time.
Black?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a grizzly. But what I said was because I hate to run. Sorry, Lily. But, so you do a mile, you do, all this different stuff, and then you end with a mile run. And I dread the mile run. And so if I'd have known the bear was there, I might have ran a little faster. So, but yeah, I mean, they're all over. They're opening bear season this year.
I heard that.
Yeah. So, yeah. So Ryan's out there. I can't hear you. Yeah. So Ryan's out there for another week. We'll have you back next week if you can make it. I'm excited, man. This is the last couple of weeks we've had young athletes that are leaving us. We kind of want to, say our goodbyes to you and kind of get your take. But it's been amazing to, watch your career. I want to thank you for your career here. These girls benefit from a role model like you. So
thank you.
So proud to have you on our show. Any last thing you want to say?
Just thank you guys for coming to our basketball games, because this year was probably the first year I heard people actually talking about girls basketball. So, and
I'm going to tell you, we're on a rampage to just build that fan base. And not that you guys don't have a ton of fans, but we should be packing those stands out.
Yeah.
You guys put too much. I don't care if you don't win a game all year. We should be doing that because you guys put too much effort into you know what you do. So,
no, it definitely makes it more special when you see your friends there. So.
Well, thanks for having us at your games, and we'll continue to kind of root for you from afar, even though you picked Mizzou over OU. Good luck to you. We'll see you soon. I want to finish off real quick with our show sponsors. We got Kingdom Fitness 417, Dr. Kaiser, Rogersville Pharmacy. Typically, when we're in sports season, we have Hometown Furniture, our partners over there. Go see David Henry. They got amazing furniture, great deals on furniture. They deliver local. And our main man, Joe Thomas from Green Box Photography, the ninja of sports photography, does amazing work. So we want to thank everyone that makes the show possible. Stephen, any last thing?
No, I just, as you said, I wish Lily the best at Mizzou, and it was, great to get to know her a little bit this year and appreciate her hard work that she put into not just athletics, but also academics, because she did really well there also.
Well, we will talk to you again soon, and all I got to say is go Cats.